Hey guys, what is up? My name is Landon and welcome to the Jersey Zone. So today I've decided to do a new series. I'm going to be doing a jersey history tier list for every single team in the NHL. I'm going to start off with Anaheim and go all the way down to Winnipeg. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm going to be a little bit picky and choosy with which jerseys I pick from each team. I'm probably not going to do every single version of each jersey from each team, just because it's going to take way too long, especially for like the original 6 teams who've had like so many different variants of their jerseys. Even though there'll be slight little changes, it's just going to be way too much. So I'm not going to do every single jersey from each team, but I will do as many as possible. And for like small color changes, I probably won't have both of them on the tier list as well. The only time I will have that if it's going from one brand to another. For example, this jersey here is a Reebok jersey. They also made this jersey in an Adidas. The only difference between the two is just the collar itself. So I'll have both of these jerseys on the tier list that I'm doing today. But for another example, if they're changing a collar and they're still sticking with the same brand, so for example, like Chicago, they changed their collar this year. I'm not going to be talking about the differences between those two in my tier list of those ones because that's just so minor of a detail that I don't really feel like talking about it. But anyways, enough of that intro. Let's get into the tier list itself. Okay, so here's the tier list here. Now, just a couple things before we get into it. I know these pictures of the jerseys aren't really super great for actually telling the entire jersey or looking at the entire jersey. The reason that I actually chose these pictures is because of the fact that I wanted the exact same picture for every single jersey. I didn't want them looking like all different and everything like that. I wasn't a huge fan of how it looked on the tier list itself. So what I'm going to be doing is, as I'm talking about each jersey, I'll add in an extra picture for you guys just so you can actually see the entire jersey a little bit easier. But like I said, I just wanted to have these pictures here just for kind of symmetry on the tier list itself. I thought it looked a lot better than with just the other pictures that I had. And another thing as well is these two jerseys here are actually not their inaugural season jerseys. Their inaugural season was in 1993. These two are actually 1996 jerseys. And the reason that I decided to use the 96 jerseys is because the 96 jerseys actually had shoulder patches. The 1993 ones did not, and I didn't really feel like I needed to include both on the tier list. So I decided to go with the ones with the shoulder patches on them because I like the shoulder patches a little bit more. But anyways, let's start off with the 1996 home jersey. And yes, the white one is the home jersey. I don't remember exactly when the NHL switched from having the home jerseys being the white ones to the away jerseys being the white ones. It was sometime in the mid 2000s, I'm pretty sure. But either way, the white jerseys did used to be the home jerseys, so that is what this is right here. So the 96 home jerseys, I like these jerseys a lot. I've always really liked the Anaheim Ducks logo, the Mighty Ducks logo. I know a lot of people didn't like it when they first came into the league. I never had an issue with it, but of course everyone loves it now pretty much. I don't really know many people who have an issue with it now. I don't think many people do. I know a lot of people prefer it over their regular Ducks logo right now, but either way, I really like the Anaheim Ducks logo. I like these jerseys. I like the teal and the eggplant colors. Not a lot of teams use those, so I like that a lot. And with the away jersey as well, I like that a lot too. I want it into A tier. I like both of them a lot. Pretty much the exact same. I think I like the white one just a tad more, but it's not by a lot. I like the eggplant version a lot as well. Next on to the Wild Wing jersey. This one was actually worn in 95, and I don't know where I want to put this. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do want to put it into the S tier because I do want the jersey, and I actually do like the jersey, but it is a stupid jersey, and I understand. I know some people might not think it's so ugly that it's good, but I kind of actually honestly do. Like, I actually don't have a lot of gripes with the jersey. Like I said, I know it's stupid. I know it's dumb, but I actually kind of like it a lot. Screw it. I'm going to throw it into the S tier. I like it a lot. I honestly do really like this jersey, and I also like the numbering as well on the back. It's just a weird styling. It's a weird numbering, and I just like it a lot. Like I said, I know it's dumb. I know it's stupid. I know probably a lot of people will disagree with me, and they will probably think it's the ugliest Anaheim jersey, but I actually like it a lot. It's stupid, but I do think it's an interesting and a different jersey, and that's kind of what I like about it as well. It's really different. Speaking of different jerseys as well, I've always found these two jerseys kind of strange because I don't really see them very often, and they kind of remind me of like Walmart jerseys in a way, where I don't think they actually do look bad. I don't think they're bad looking jerseys, but whenever I see them, I don't always like think about them as the Ducks. These two were the 97 third and fourth jerseys, but for some reason, whenever I see these jerseys, I kind of always slightly forget that they were actually a part of the Ducks history. But either way, I don't hate them, but I've just seen pictures of the jerseys, and I haven't seen the jerseys in person, so maybe I'll kind of feel a little bit different about them, but they feel like really shiny. There's kind of like a silver on the sides, and it looks really shiny and it almost looks bad in a way. I know like Nashville, for example, did have those silver kind of shoulders back in the mid 2000s as well. Maybe it was in the early 90s. I don't exactly remember when the Nashville Predators had those, but for some reason I think it looks worse on the Ducks than it does on the Predators. Either way, I'm not really a huge fan of these, but I still don't absolutely hate them. I think I like the teal one a little bit more than the white one. I'm going to put the white one into the C tier, and I'll put the teal one into the B tier. I'm not really a huge fan of them, but I don't really dislike them a ton either. Next up is the 2003 third jersey. And like I said before, I'm not a huge fan of word marks. I don't really usually like word marks, but this one here I don't mind. Now, I'm not sure if it's just because of the fact that this is a hard jersey to find. It is a quite rare jersey, and when you do find it, it's usually fairly expensive. So I don't know if that makes it kind of a little bit nicer for me, just because I'm kind of wanted a little bit more because it is a rare jersey. But I don't think the word mark is as bad as some other word marks. I do really like the purple and the black. I think that looks really, really nice. I like the MD on the shoulder as well. But since it is a word mark jersey, it does hurt it a little bit for me. Either way, I'm going to throw it into the B tier. Like I said, I like the jersey kind of pattern and everything itself. It's just the logo I'm not really a huge fan of. Now, speaking of word mark jerseys, let's move on to the 2006 home and away jerseys. I'll do these both at the same time because I kind of have the same opinion on them. Now, once again, I don't really like word marks, so I'm not really a huge fan of these. But my biggest gripe is that the word mark just feels really small on these jerseys. Now, I know these pictures are really small, so it's kind of hard to tell. So like I said, I'll have the other pictures up on the screen just to show you guys a little bit easier. But the Anaheim that are on these jerseys is just really small. Like, it looks like it just shouldn't even be on there on the first place. Honestly, what they should have done is just made the Ducks logo bigger, like the Ducks word mark just bigger, and just had that. I think it would have looked at least a little bit better, or actually have the Anaheim lettering bigger. Either or, it just looks way too small, so I'm not really a huge fan of them. But I actually don't mind the striping. I think the striping is kind of cool, so I'm going to throw them into the C tier just because of the striping. But other than that, I'm not a huge fan of these jerseys at all. Next, let's go on to the 2010 third jerseys, which will then turn into the home jerseys. Now, there is a slight difference between these 2010 third jerseys and the 2014 home jerseys, which these turn into, but it's literally just like a small collar change. It's basically just this collar instead of the collar that's on these ones. So it's very, very minor. I do like the collar on these ones a little bit more than the ones that are on these 2010 thirds, but either way, the D logo I'm not a huge fan of personally. I know it is like an actual duck foot as well, which is like a little bit nice, but it does look a lot better than the Ducks word mark here that had the actual D logo in it. But either way, I obviously much prefer the actual Mighty Duck logo, so I'm not really a huge fan of these, but I don't think they look bad. They're just okay in my opinion, so I'm going to throw them into the B tier. It might be a little bit too much stripings on the arms there, and I'm not really a huge fan of the striping on the sides, but other than that, I don't mind them. But like I said, I do obviously prefer the actual Mighty Duck logo. Next up is the 2013 20th anniversary jersey. This jersey is basically the same as their 96 jersey, but there is just two small changes. One, these jerseys here don't have the actual shoulder patch, and the collar itself is a little bit different on these ones than it was on the 96 ones. I do actually prefer the collar on these a lot more. One thing I kind of find weird about myself, and I don't know why I feel this way, is I actually like the NHL logo being by the collar. For some reason, I feel like I almost prefer the NHL logo being on the collar than those without the jerseys without the NHL logo being on the collar. I don't know why. For some reason, I kind of just like it there. But either way, that being said, I'm going to throw it into the same tier as the other one. Like I said, I like the collar a little bit more on this one, but these ones have the shoulder patches, so it kind of ends up evening out for me. Next up is the 2014 away jerseys. Like I said, these are basically the 2014 home jerseys as well, just with a slightly different collar. So I'm going to throw these ones into the B tier as well. I actually do like the home version, the black one, a little bit more than the white one here, but I'm still not in love with these ones. Next up is the 2014 Stadium Series jersey, and these jerseys here, the ones with these shiny logos, I don't like them at all. I'm going to be honest, these logos suck for me, on top of the fact that I already don't like the logo on this jersey as well, or at least I'm not a huge fan of the logo on this jersey. And then combining with the striping on the arm is weird. It kind of just stops halfway through, and then it just has the black on the side. Overall, I just really don't like this jersey. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm putting it into the D tier. I just don't like it at all, I'll be honest. Next up is the jersey I'm currently wearing, their 2015 third jersey. I usually don't like full orange jerseys, but I don't mind them here. They're not too bright of an orange, So I'm going to throw these into the A category. I like them a lot. I do think these jerseys are fairly nice. I think they look a lot better in person than just looking at them online. When I look at it online, like just right here, I don't really love it, but when I look at it in person here, I like it a lot more. And one kind of small touch about these jerseys right here is I like the Anaheim that's on the collar right here. I know that's a very small kind of touch, but I kind of like it personally. Next, moving on to the 2017 home and away. So these are just the Adidas home and away jerseys. They're basically the exact same as the 2014 home and away jerseys, but the only difference being that it's an Adidas jersey and that the collar is a little bit different. And personally, I'm actually not a huge fan of the collars of the Adidas jerseys. For some reason, I'm not really a huge fan of them. I like these collars a lot more. I like how the NHL logo is kind of just indented into the jersey. It doesn't really feel like it's sticking out. With the Adidas jerseys, I feel like they're sticking out of the jersey and it kind of just feels a little bit weirder. So I like these collars a lot more than the Adidas ones, although I do like the NHL logo actually on the Adidas jerseys because I like how shiny it is personally. But anyways, I have a hard time putting these jerseys anywhere but the B tier. They're basically the exact same jerseys as the ones that I put in the B tier, like I said, just with a different collar. And even though, like I said, I like the collar less, I don't think it is a big enough change to put it into the C tier. Next up is Anaheim's 2018 25th anniversary jersey. And these jerseys, when they were first released, I was a little bit disappointed. I wanted them to go back to the eggplant colors. But honestly, even though I really like these jerseys when they were first released, they've grown on me a lot. Like a lot. I'll be honest with you. I really like these jerseys. I think they are absolutely fantastic. I like the small change with the sticks here. The sticks on these logos right here, they're kind of a little bit yellow, as you guys can kind of see. On the 25th anniversary jersey, they're a little bit more of an orange for what I assume Orange County. So I like that change a lot. And I actually like the black a little bit more than the eggplant color. Like I said, I didn't like it when it first came out, but I've kind of come around to it. And I think I do like it a little bit more, as well as I don't mind the main Anaheim Ducks logo being on the shoulders. I think it actually looks really good with a teal background. I think that looks really nice, I'll be honest with you. So overall, I really like these jerseys a lot. Like I said, when they were first released, I was slightly disappointed, but I've really come around to them. Next up is the 2019 third jersey. These ones, like I said, they're exact same as these ones here, just with a slightly different collar. Once again, I like the Reebok collars a little bit more than the Adidas ones, but it's not a big enough change to kind of drop it to the next tier. And next up, onto the 2020 Reverse Retro, the Wild Wing jersey. Now, with the Reverse Retro jersey, they obviously just reversed the colors of the jersey, but it makes me kind of, I wouldn't say dislike the jersey, but it makes me like the jersey a little bit less. And that's because with this one here, he's breaking out of the ice and the ice is white. On this jersey here, it's teal, so it looks a little bit more like water, but he's still breaking out of the ice. So the ice is kind of like a teal color, and it's just kind of weird. It's a little bit more strange. It's just kind of like a really small nitpick, not something that made me not buy this jersey, because spoiler alert, I have bought this jersey because, man, I couldn't not buy the Wild Wing jersey. Like, I had to buy it. I've wanted this jersey in my collection forever. So anything kind of close to it that is a legit jersey, I have to buy it. So I bought this one because, like I said, it was close enough. So this one here doesn't quite reach the S tier for me, just of that small change where it just doesn't look like it's breaking through ice. It looks like it's just coming out of the water, but it's still breaking through the ice. Either way, I still like the jersey a lot. I prefer this one over this one, but yeah, that's just how I feel. And yeah, so that's my final tier list right there. So that was my tier list for the Anaheim Ducks jersey history. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And if you guys want to do your own tier list, I'll have a link to the tier list in the description down below. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe for more tier lists. Like I said, I'll be doing a tier list for every single team's jersey history. So if you guys want to see that, make sure to subscribe. And if you guys have any ideas for tier lists that you want me to do, make sure to leave them down below. I would love to hear them. Like I said, I love doing tier lists, so I'll pretty much do a tier list of anything at this point. Also, make sure to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter, at the Jersey Zone YT on Instagram and at the Jersey Zone on Twitter. Links are in the description down below. But yeah, like I said, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.